us together at once. It's a new day. As we proceed to give you what you need. Let's go, TJ, let's go. Peace. What's happening? I'm Rami Salam El, and I thank you for joining us. Today's topic, the International Asiatic Moorish Hip Hop Temple, IAMHH. That's what it stands for if you didn't know. I want to speak about my reasoning and my thought process in I don't even like to say I created it, but what I helped to create or establish with this hip hop temple. I know that there's some Moors, Moorish Americans, Moorish American Muslims, Moorish nationals, etc. People that's been in the temple for years and years that may have a problem or may question, the officialness of the temple, or this temple is invalid because the Prophet didn't bring hip hop, and whatever. So I kind of want to address that. And to just inform you of the vision that went into creating this temple. But before I get to that, I wanted to read just a couple things from the Holy Quran, just so the Holy Quran of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, also known as the Moorish Science Temple of America, just so that we can be on the same kind of wavelength and same kind of level ground footwork or foundation before I build onto this. So we're going to go to the last chapter, chapter 48, the end of time and the fulfilling of the prophecies. And we are going to read line number 4. The Moorish Holy Temple of Science is a lawfully chartered and incorporated organization. Any subordinate temple that desires to receive a charter, the prophet has them to issue to every state throughout the United States, etc., that the world may hear and know the truth. That among the descendants of Africa there is still much wisdom to be learned in these days for the redemption of the sons of men under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. So just to recap, any subordinate temple that wants a charter to open up a temple, you need the charter to be considered official. The prophet has them to issue to every state, not the grand governor, not Grand Sheikh such and such and Grand Sheikh that and the third. And whatever other official title people are trying to give themselves, the prophet has them to issue. And also in the chapter before that, before I go there, I also want to highlight that the temples are so that the world may hear and know the truth, not just the people in the United States or North America, that the world may hear and know the truth. Understand that part. Hear and know the truth. Then we're going to go to the chapter before that, which is chapter 47. Yeah, chapter 47. And we're going to read lines 12 through 14. And it says, "These holy and divine laws are from the prophet, Noble Drew Ali." So if you were confused about who the prophet is, Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the uniting of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science of North America. These laws are to be strictly preserved by the members of all the temples of the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, that they will learn to open their meetings and guide it according to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Very important here. Every subordinate temple of the Grand Major Temple is to form under the covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and create their own laws and customs in conjunction with the laws of the Holy Prophet and the Grand Temple. Let me read that last part one more time. Every subordinate temple, every means all of them, of the Grand Major Temple is to form, okay, so here's one condition. You have to form under the covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's one. And another stipulation, create their own laws and customs in conjunction with the laws of the Holy Prophet and the Grand Temple. So, let me speak about even before I got to the Hip Hop Temple. When I first learned about this information, I looked up and emailed every Moorish Science Temple, Moorish Holy Temple, Moorish, any sort of Moorish temple that I could find on the internet. Started from the East Coast all the way to California, was trying to find people, especially here in North America. I wasn't getting very much. I wasn't getting much assistance. I say it politely, which was unfortunate. But before this, I used to ask myself, when are we going to have a leader? This is before I knew about Noble Drew Ali. When are we going to have a leader like Malcolm X and Martin? Who's our leader today? When are we going to find somebody? And then I came to a point where I realized, you keep looking around and trying to avoid responsibility. You need to step up and try to lead. You see what's going on, so do something about it. And so I did. I started learning about, this was like Occupy Wall Street and, just police at that time, quote unquote, police brutality and, drugs and what was going on in our community when I was just thinking I was, quote unquote, black. Moving forward to this, when I couldn't find any temples and I'm desperate, I'm like, I'm really trying to go. The only person that, I really was able to connect with was the brother Kudjo Adwo up in Canaan land. Shout out to my brother. And I emailed him, got right back to me. I was like, okay, finally somebody is helping me. And I asked him, before I had the idea for the temple, I just asked him, how do I know when I'm ready to start making videos? And he was like, well, when you know something, turn on your camera, make a video, put it out. And I'm like, well, who do I have to check? Do I have to check in with somebody, or do I get a degree? When do I get certified? It's like it's our information. You know what I mean? It's our history, our culture. So just be righteous. You know what I'm saying? And put the information out. It's like, all right. So I started, and if you go to the channel, the hip hop channel with the IAMHH Temple on YouTube, if you go to the first video, all I did was read a section out of the teachings of Buddha. It's like, well, I'm not an expert on anything, but I can at least read this, this spiritual reading because I know it helps me, so I'll share it. And it kept building from there. Moving a little bit forward to the temple, when I was looking around, I couldn't find anything. I said, you know what? Do it yourself. So then I prayed on it, asked for guidance. I kept going back to all the teachings that Kudjo Adwo said, and kept, searching for, how do you start a temple? And, I kept reading those lines that I just read to you over and over. Create your own laws and customs. That it has to be a covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Right? Put the prophet out front. Don't try to be this whole new movement. You're a subordinate temple. Matter of fact, let's read subordinate. Do I have? Yeah. Try to read it in the law dictionary. See if it's in here for us. Subordinate. Here we go. Subordinate. Placed in a lower order, class, or rank, occupying a lower position in a regular descending series. Inferior in order, nature, dignity, power, importance, or the like. Belonging to an inferior order in classification and having a lower position in a recognized scale. Secondary, minor. I'm like, and this is Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. So when I read that, no problem. I got no problem taking a back seat to Kudjo Adwo. My man laid it out 100 years ago. I mean, he got the game. I'm following that dude. I'm following Kudjo Adwo. I don't know what the rest of the people is doing. I'm not trying to be in this for, accolades and me, and this is my thing. I want to do my best to serve our nation, serve our people. I'll be subordinate. And that's why, actually, if you notice, I don't really even push the temple like that. And people started to ask me as I started to pick up, I guess people viewing these videos or just making posts on Facebook or whatever. People would ask me, how do I join the temple? When is the temple meeting? And I had to explain to them, and I'll explain right now, that when I first created it, it was just me. I didn't have any supporters. I didn't have my friends and family. Ain't nobody want to join this quote-unquote Moorish Hip Hop Temple. So it's just me. So it's like, well, I can't really create any laws for us to follow because it's just me. And I didn't want it to be about me. So what I said was, I'll follow the footsteps of Kudjo Adwo. I'm going to create a temple that is for all people and all nations and all lands, so that all of the people can hear and know the truth, that is formed under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And that's exactly what I did. On the site, I had the Quran questions for Moorish Americans, the 101s. I had the Divine Constitution. I have the link for the Quran to read. All of these things you can read online. I put up a page with like different videos, like a school or the education tab, because we're supposed to have a school established for learning and teaching. I developed a newspaper, initially it was a newsletter, actually, and was working towards a newspaper. I really did my best to follow the example and operate under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Not try to do my own, some separate thing and create this, just create the whole new wheel and it's already ready to go. And when it came to getting approval from anybody, I prayed to Allah, and I said, well, who is supposed to be approving me of this? You know what I mean? Because when I was searching out and I had all of these ideas and visions that were coming to me of, what this temple could be, nobody was reaching out to me. Nobody was telling me, or this is what you have to do. But then I went back to the Quran again. And it wasn't for anyone else to give me a charter. It was for the prophet to issue the charter to any subordinate temple, as long as they're following the rules. And so then, let me explain the idea of hip-hop, or how that even works. The title itself is International Asiatic Moorish Hip Hop Temple. It's also like an acronym play on letters for IAMHH, IAMHH. So international, because I wanted to be inclusive of all nations. Asiatic, to make sure that we documented and that we showed the connection of our ancient name and culture being Asiatics. Moorish, obviously, to put on the record that this is a Moorish temple. And in hip hop, that is a Moorish American. It's a Moorish temple, but hip hop is a Moorish American culture. It's not a black culture. It's not an African American culture. It's not a Negro culture or a people of color culture or a brown people culture or a nigger culture or a melanated being culture or whatever, whatever name we trying to apply to it. I said no. We're gonna put on the record, make sure that people know that this is documented, that hip hop is a Moorish American culture. So that's why I made sure to include it in the subordinate temple name. And also, I'm very clear that it's a subordinate temple. In the full name, I put the number 23 on the end. 2 and the 3 make 5. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That was a symbol. And also for Michael Jordan, because Mikael, Chicago being Mecca. Jordan also going back to the east with the Jordan and Moab and all of that. So all of those components. But also, I wanted to bring up the fact that I felt that hip hop was a unifying force. It is the piece. It is our culture. It's a cultural piece for Moorish Americans, for Moors, to connect the old with the young, to connect other nations to us, and for us to understand them. It's a economic, revenue stream solution for our people. It's just unfortunate that, up until this point, we've always been giving out our culture and selling it out to corporations and people that don't care about the culture. And it's something, yes, especially in terms of teaching, one, connecting the old with the young and music, but more so about teaching. I feel that this is a very effective way to connect our people that may still be sleeping and may be unaware of us and our history as Moors. So I can include it in the music that I create, visually, via the lyrics. I can use examples of hip-hop artists that have spoken about Kudjo Adwo.
Me and Bleak had it all the way up, and that's that. What? I'm doing food shows and a podcast. Got everybody watching like a car crash. I reinvented myself, you should applaud me. New logo, a blunt beer and a baldy. And Drake and DMX had some old drama. 40 holler that slime, I made it no drama. I told Elliot, you shouldn't compete with me. Homie, we both from Queens, you supposed to eat with me. And you ain't even wanna help a little bit, and wouldn't give me Leo emails. You asked me why, N.O.R.E, like you needed the details. What? Cause I'm a motherfucking mogul, nigga. I get it myself, my crew mobile, nigga. Noble Drew Ali, we eat at Noble, nigga. Hold on, let's make some noise for that, goddammit. Let's make fast forward. Noble Drew Ali, we eat at Noble, nigga. Hold on, let's make some noise for that, goddammit. Let's make fast forward. Noble Drew Ali, we eat at Noble, nigga. Hold on, let's make some noise for that, goddammit. Let's make fast forward. I'm a motherfucking power forward. Worse than 5'9" sober, drinking that tapioca. And Reggie said he sue me, he my nigga still. He don't get that I'm petty and I'm a nigga still. And got love for those that I speak about. I'm OG with the splitter, Rillo, and refoul. I started as a shooter, I'ma leave a boss. CEO Pino Grigio, greasy talk. Do it different, never weird. So coke the same color as Eric Beard.
Use hip-hop artists such as my man N.O.R.E, Noriega, this speaks about Kudjo Adwo, or Common, he spoke about Kudjo Adwo. Stalley, he spoke about Kudjo Adwo. Electronica definitely drops jewels, rocks affairs. Yasiin Bey changed his appellation for Mos Def, and I believe his original, the corporate name that he was given was Dante Smith. So not only changed his entertaining name, entertainer rapper name to Yasiin Bey, but this is also his true identity. And on top of that, put the image of matter of fact, 77 amazing facts about the Moors with complete proof. You can find this at khalifamedia.com or Amazon. Please purchase. Please support Moors. Shout out to Khalifa Media. Shout out to Kudjo that helped me put this together. But enough of the promotion. Let me show you. I don't have a color one with me, so you may not be able to see it too well. Let's see where we at with it. Probably should have went to the table of contents, huh? Do we got table of contents? Yeah. Amazing people. Excuse me, I should have actually known what page this was on, but I kind of don't like to read my own stuff. It feels kind of egotistical, but anyways. Yasiin Bey, we have him here. You can't see it too well, but if you look up his album, Ecstatic, you will see that he used the image of Noble Drew Ali at the convention in 1928 where everybody is standing outside on the steps. He used that as his back cover.
Studios, shout out to Green Street.
Jay Lindbergh's gonna love this.
I know, right?
Yeah, I ain't catching them.
Trust
that.
So you want to do it for the pink pants? Nah, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, right. Let me get away from the pink pants.
You should go on that side. You might
Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna switch it around.
Alright, so yo, this is the new joint, the Ecstatic. That's a still from Killer with Sheep. This is the back. Moorish Science Temple. And there is no producers list on this one, but there's more to come. This is not the end. The Ecstatic is ever evolving. But I just wanted to put it out there, let people know, give a shout out to all the producers that worked on the record. Super Magic produced by N.O.R.E. Shout out to N.O.R.E and the N.O.R.E crew. Twilight Speedball produced by Chad Hugo with additional production from myself. Synths and the keyboards that you hear, that's me. Auditorium produced by Madlib. Production from me as well, featuring Slick Rick. I just arranged it, Madlib did the beats, and I put it in order. Priorities, preservation. Wahid is also Madlib as well. That's complete Madlib production. Priorities, preservation, as well as Quiet Dog by Heart. Life of Marvelous Times, my man from Paris, Mr. Flash, as well as the Embassy. N.O.R.E is DJ Preservation. Pistola is N.O.R.E. Pretty Dancer is Madlib. Genius once again. Workers' Comp is once again the esteemed gentleman from Paris. Mr. Flash, Revelations, once again, Madlib. Roses is by Georgianne Moju, written, performed, and played by, featuring me. History is the legendary Dilla, featuring my brother Kweli, and Casa Bay is Static Rhythms of Boogeyman Productions, yours truly, Mr. Bay. So, there it is. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. I won't open this and give too many surprises away, but I think it's worth your time and attention. God is great, God is good, life is awesome. Be well, God bless. Peace.
Hold that up.
Just give a shout out to the blog.
Peace, shout out.
Got an ETV.
Peace. It's Most. We got an ETV. That's what we gotta do. Gotta eat the two. Come on.
See the back one, sir?
There's one joint going on.
My point being is that hip hop is a medium. Oh, let's not forget Beyonce having the brothers with the fezzes in her video Formation. Check that out. Let's also remember Jay-Z dropping the jewel in Magna Carta, a track called Heaven, where he says, question religion, question it all, question existence until them questions are solved. Meanwhile, I'll be out in Marrakesh chilling with the Heretecs, smoking hashish with my fellowship or something like that. Shouting out Morocco, right? So all of these different hip-hop artists dropping jewels in the music, dropping jewels in the music videos, in the artwork. We can use that as a way to connect with our people that may feel like, oh, this culture isn't us, or this is some religious thing, or this is some different thing than being quote-unquote black, so I don't want to change into being a Moor because I like my culture. No. Hip-hop isn't a black culture, it's a Moorish culture, a Moorish American culture to be specific, and now it's worldwide. So that is one of the, some of the main reasons why I use hip-hop. And also, this is another important part of it, the gospel of hip-hop from KRS-One. Gospel, quote-unquote, religious or spiritual, but in the Quran it says that we honor all true and divine prophets. Now you may agree or disagree about KRS-One being a prophet, but if you look up the non-religious definition of a prophet, you'll see that it is the founder or the leader of a movement. And KRS-One is the first person that I know that created a hip-hop temple. His is called the Temple of Hip-Hop. And this would be the literature, gospel. So whether you want to see it as a spiritual kind of divine prophet, or if you just want to see it as an unofficial just founder of a movement, yet and still the Quran teaches us that we're supposed to honor all true and divine prophets. You know what I mean? So for me, I said I would like to incorporate our culture into this Moorish movement, because he still uses black in some of this, so it's all good, but we're working on it. And then on a lawful level, this is another important thing, is that when I started studying the Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, I saw that it requires the states to help fund indigenous people to revitalize and to preserve our cultures. And so I said, yes, hip-hop is a Moorish American culture. We do need to preserve it. We do need to revitalize it. We do need to use it to have it grow. So I'm going to make sure to incorporate that so that we can, receive assistance, on a legal, lawful kind of situation in terms of helping us to establish this culture. And ultimately, that will be establishing and preserving the Moorish Science Temple of America, or the Moorish Holy Temple of Science, because the IAM, the International Asiatic Moorish Hip Hop Temple, is a subordinate temple to the Moorish Science Temple of America, or the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. And I've never tried to steer away from that. I've never tried to put myself before the prophet. You can look in any of the videos, in any of the literature, anything that I've ever put out. I never put myself before Noble Drew Ali in any sense of the word, any sense of the matter, in any aspect. Noble Drew Ali is the leader. Period. The founder, the leader, the prophet. Period. I'm very clear on that. So I hope that kind of explains, the logic and the reasoning on why I put together the temple. Trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, and if you want, go look on the video that I did to Noriega, and shout out to DJ EFN about Drink Champs, where I sort of speak on this vision I have for using hip hop to create communities. I didn't go too heavy on the Moorish, but really that's inferred or implied because hip hop is a Moorish American culture. But I can see us using hip-hop to create our communities. And I'm talking about libraries, museums, movie theaters, amusement parks, tours, streets, housing, anything you can think, laundromats, banks, anything you can think of that we see in our community, grocery stores, anything. I see us creating a hip-hop version, a Moorish hip-hop version, and incorporating the culture into this Moorish movement, and not allowing it to be pimped and sold away as some sort of black thing, and eventually try to get taken over, and before we know it, it'll be some sort of Elvis Presley kind of switcheroo going on. You know what I mean, with hip hop. So I kind of talked about a whole lot. I hope that my reasoning and my logic was made clear. I hope that you understand it. If you don't, matter of fact, if you do not understand it, or if it doesn't make sense, you want me to explain further, email me. IAMHH Once again, IAMHH Yeah. Oh, well, actually, I put this idea. One of the ideas that I have out, for the teaching to incorporate it, is a way for us to create literature. Is taking the lyrics. This is an example I have for like teaching English class. Taking the lyrics of the hottest rappers or whatever of the youth. You ask the class, all right, what's your top 5 favorite artists? Let's all put them in a list and add it up. Whatever those artists are, print out the lyrics to some of the favorite hit songs, right? Have the students convert the lyrics into complete sentences with proper grammar in English or whatever. Taking another step further, let's think about like a university level course where now you are, especially like if it's music oriented, you as an MC or a rapper, you have to create an album, and then you have to write a book that explains the lyrics and the thought process and the meanings to some of your art that you created. So now you're creating an audio piece, you're creating a literature piece. It requires research, it requires some thought, it requires creativity, and it documents our history, both within hip hop and especially if they're writing like personal stories and their lives, it documents that aspect. So, I just see a vision for like many, many different tools and many different things that we can use hip hop for to help teach, to help grow as a people, to help uplift. Yeah, I think that's it. And if there's anyone that objects, please also let me know where you object. Where do you find issue? Is it the title? Is it because I named it some different title instead of a number, and it's not the same title as all the other temples? Or just show me where it has to be the same exact title. I never read it in any of the literature that I found and I read and researched on. So if it is somewhere, if it's laid out, and that's what Drew Ali said, because he's the prophet, I have no problem changing the title and conforming, and it'll just be Moorish Science Temple of America number 23. No problem. Moorish Holy Temple of Science number 23. I don't care. Because it's not about that. It's not about the ego. It's about uplifting fallen humanity. Teaching all people in all nations, in all lands. And as most people know, I'll say this and then I'll end it. As a lot of you know, especially our active Moors that are out there, it's incredibly difficult to connect with people when you approach them with affairs. When you approach them with, you need to study Noble Ali and you need to read this Quran. They immediately think it's religion. They immediately think you're trying to convert them. They immediately think it's some sort of like crazy thing because you're wearing a fez, or some people try to associate it with Freemasonry and all of that. You have some, very dishonest people that try to make it seem like the Moors were the reason for slavery, and the Moors enslaved all Africans and all black people and was just working with the white man. So you have a lot of factors that go into people being resistant or people being apprehensive about even embracing the idea of us truly being Moors. However, hip-hop is global. You can connect with people with hip-hop, and I can start a conversation about whoever, and I can bring it around to show how Moorish science has been in hip-hop for ages. Rakim, Allah, you know what I'm saying, rocking the 7. Nation of Gods and Earth is all through, a lot of the late 80s and early 90s hip-hop, and that came from, the Nation of Islam is all through there, and that came from, so it's really a connecting piece. It's really a way to extend my hand to help show our people that still feel that we're black that this Moorish thing is not some different thing. It's not some strange thing that you gotta change. Oh, and I'll say the last thing. I'm wearing a regular fez right now, but sometimes you'll see videos where I'm wearing a quote-unquote beanie or a scully cap, right? That's a fez also. That's a Moorish American modern day fez. Yes, that's our custom. That's our custom for these days and times. Oh, well, nobody, Drew Ali didn't say that. Create your own laws and customs. You feel me? And why are you trying to argue against it? We've been rocking those. Same with a fitted. It just got a bit. It just got a little, a little bib on it. You know what I'm saying? It just got a little front thing on it, but it's still a fez. It's still covered like kufi or whatever. Still covering our heads, as we've been doing. Just a little different format, a little different flavor to it. Don't get mad at the flavor. Embrace the flavor. You feel me? So yeah, you know what I mean. If you got an issue, if it doesn't make sense, if you want a challenge, you just feel we cannot do hip hop, please just send me an email. Type in a message. IAMHH Temple @gmail.com. But I hopefully urge. I would love that instead of it being some sort of, battle or, trying to challenge this idea, that you embrace it and you understand, well, how can we build upon this? How can we get, more people to understand what's going on? How can we bring more people into the fold and uplift humanity? Because that's really what we're supposed to be about. At least that's what Noble Drew Ali said. So if you're against that, if you're against Noble Drew Ali, well, you could do that. I know what side I'm on. You feel me? And ultimately, Allah guides this movement. You know what I'm saying? If Allah didn't want me to create it, it would not have been created. That's how I feel. Hopefully you feel me. And if you don't, I still love you. It's still all love. Yeah, that's it. So I'll close out with the prayer. If you want to say it, cool. If not, it's all love anyway. 5 on the left, 2 on the right. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, Allah is our guide, and Allah is our salvation, by night and by day, through our holy prophet, our holy prophets. Amen. I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace.
The common ground instead of the differences. And if you were to have Muhammad, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, peace be upon them, all in the same room, they wouldn't be arguing with each other, debating each other, because they were all in the same team. They had the same message. They had the same Lord. But many times it's the people, it's us that get this message confused.
Get down with the team, Princess Greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I'll show you. Get down with the team.
So low, studio.
You know what I mean. Get down with the team, Princess Greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I'll show you. Rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The Princess Greener on that other side.
time is now. We see it all. We seen us, and we seen the falls. If she twerking ass, that mean we falling off. Ain't no ducking when the motherfucking love off. What I'm saying is deeper than what I'm saying, but saying won't get you to know, if you know what I'm saying. Let that simmer, run it back. I say we got a prophet and they tell me where he at. That's when I show them the Quran. Then they tell me I ain't fucking with Saddam. Silly Negro, please stop playing games on the rise, my G.
Rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The great arena on that other side. If you know what I mean. Get down with the team. Grass is greener on that other side. If you know what I mean, I show you. You been rolling solo, time to get down with the team. The great arena on that other side. If you know what I mean. Get down with the team. You know what I mean.
When I was on the pilgrimage, I had close contact with Muslims whose skin would in America be classified as white, and with Muslims who themselves would be classified as white in America. But these particular Muslims didn't call themselves white. They looked upon themselves as human beings, as part of the human family, and therefore they looked upon all other segments of the human family as part of that same family. Now, they had a different look or a different air or a different attitude than that which is reflected in the attitude of the man in America who calls himself white. So I said that if Islam had done that for them, perhaps if the white man in America would study Islam, perhaps it could do the same thing for him.
I think what a lot of people are interested in, Malcolm, is whether this experience has made you feel that your feelings have changed, that the animosity you have expressed in the past toward all whites.
There's one thing that I want to make clear. No matter how much respect, no matter how much recognition whites show toward me, as far as I'm concerned, as long as that same respect and recognition is not shown toward every one of our people in this country, it doesn't exist for me.